Everywhere I'm looking now, surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can feel your halo. Know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face.
When you cracked, you didn't. It caught you off guard a little bit, but you didn't let that throw you off completely, right? So you kept going, which is so important because guess what? Voice cracks happen.
Right.
They're so normal, so natural. Like, you just got to keep going with it, right? And just lean into that top note a little bit more to make sure we're not already past it, you know?
Yeah, okay. I'm surrounded by your embrace.
Ta-da! Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. We are back in New York City, this time with another wonderful student here at VoxTape Studios, working with Coach Juliana currently. Welcome, Shreya Goyal.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Absolutely.
I know you just got back from Texas, visiting your family. That's where you're from originally, right?
Yes, that's correct. I grew up in Texas and just met my new niece, so very exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everybody's having babies.
I know.
Thank you again for coming here, you know, after getting off a flight late last night and then now being here today. You're a busy bee because guess what? You're a doctor. Oh my gosh.
That's right. Yeah, thank you for having me. This is this is my first time doing anything like this, so very happy to be here.
Yes.
But yes, I'm an internal medicine physician. I used to do primary care for a couple of years in Texas as well as in New York, and now I'm doing obesity medicine primarily.
That is so crazy. It's interesting to see to me how, like for me, how there's quite a few doctors that are like working with us or taking lessons or playing instruments or they're in a band. And I'm like, you're so busy. How do you have time for this? But it seems like music is a good like balance to like doctor stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff. I think that music has always been such a great way for me to, one, relax. And two, I think in medicine, we at work just have to be so kind of regimented and serious for a lot of the time. And I feel like music has always given me a way to just have a creative outlet and express myself emotionally, which is something that's always connected me to it.
I love that. You mentioned that, you know, even early on in your career too, you've always been very interested in how music affects the human and, you know, like mental health wise and otherwise as well. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? I think this is very interesting, especially coming from a physician, somebody who understands the human body, because Lord knows I don't.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, we know that music has the ability to reduce cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone in the body. So it can really help with stress reduction, anxiety reduction, and then it can also just help, and this is more in children and kind of infants, but can help with different areas of development in the brain and cognitive abilities. And so if kids are learning to listening to music early on in their lives, it can actually help with neurocognitive development, which is really fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that why a lot of parents want to send their kids to like some sort of instrument lessons?
Yes, absolutely, because building that skill will help kind of hone a different part of their brain that may not be, if they're not doing that, that part of the brain may not necessarily really flourish or develop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing my parents sent me to music class when I was young. I think I started piano lessons when I was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
So I don't know, how old are you in 3rd grade? Like 8 or 9, something like that. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
Is that a good time to start?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the earlier the better. Like even for like infants, they can, just having music on in the background, it's been shown that can really help develop different parts of their brain. So
Wow. So sing to your babies is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So your sibling who just had a baby.
Yes, I just sang her first lullabies to her when I was back in Texas, so it was great.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
My brother had a kid too. Oh my gosh, he's going to be 5 now, and they're expecting a second now.
Wow,
and I'm so excited for them.
congratulations.
And I recorded myself singing a bunch of lullabies in different languages too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Some in English, some in German, even some French ones. And I'm like,
Wow.
why am I doing this? I don't speak French anymore, but whatever. And they really loved it. And then I sent the same tracks to my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, who then had a child later on as well, and to, her parents, so my in-laws too. And they're like, the only thing that makes Levi calm down is when he listens to your lullabies.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nothing else will do the trick.
That's
it's
awesome.
amazing how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there were times that my niece would be crying, and then I would sing like Rockabye Baby, something as simple as that, and she would kind of calm down. So
Wow, I love that.
And the other thing is like in medical school and residency, we actually had the opportunity, we started a very small band, a few of us, and we had the opportunity to sing to patients as well. And so at one of the hospitals we trained at, we got to patients were able to come out of their rooms and just kind of all gather, build that sense of community, and listen to us perform. And I think they really enjoyed it. I think, it was around the time of COVID, there's a lot of isolation. This is like not during the strict time where we all needed to, quarantine, but I think people just really enjoyed having that sense of community. It also is very nostalgic for them to hear songs that they, listened to back in their day. And then, so I think that was a really neat experience as well.
Yeah, actually, we just had a new student sign up for lessons with us, Michelle. She is a physician too.
Okay.
In like a nursing home style environment where she has a lot of Alzheimer's patients.
Yeah.
And so I think she said once a month she, brings in her guitar and she sings songs from the 60s and 70s because, those are the kinds of songs that these patients know.
Right.
They don't know Beyonce.
Yeah.
And so, she sings, and then, they have instruments like a little tambourine or a little shaker where they can, participate. And she says that they're really enjoying it, or at least they make it seem like they are really enjoying it. So, it's not just for little kids, apparently. It's also for the older generation, too. And I guess anyone in between as well. Music therapy is something that, like when you go to a music school, like even Berkeley, like that's something you can study there, even though it's like not like a doctorate or anything like that. But music therapy is something that people can study. Do you have any experience in that field too?
It's something I don't have much experience in, but it's something I've always found very fascinating. So would be happy to learn more about it in the future.
Yeah, just the different sounds and how that like affects the brain and all that. I know nothing about it, absolutely nothing, but I find it fascinating. I mean, you said that, you can see like there's studies where, if you expose your kid to music early on, there's different stuff that better.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just for like language development, like you were mentioning earlier, kids can really become more acquainted to different cultures and languages just through music, playing different, like I played some Indian music for my niece and things like that. So I think music is just so, it's so versatile and can really help people learn, but then also feel connected and build a sense of community as well.
Yeah,
so.
Sense of community.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. I love that. So tell me a little bit more about how music is playing a role in your own personal life now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think especially during COVID, that was a stressful time in training. That's when I did my residency. There was a lot of just, as everyone's aware, social isolation and things like that. And so we had a couple of virtual parties, like holiday parties, graduations, and things like that. And so I was able to sing, just perform for our colleagues. And I felt like that really helped build community. And then also just kind of kept me sane and felt like I was able to, do something that I'm passionate about and express myself creatively as well while going through this, more stressful time in my career. And then now, I've moved to New York City recently. So I actually lived here for summer after residency. Okay. And I did my first open mic at night in Queens at a very small coffee shop. And it kind of got my feet wet. And so then I moved back to Texas and did a few open mic nights there. But I think New York is just such a cool place to get your feet wet into music. So I'm hoping to have more opportunities here to get into that. I'm currently recording. I've started like a TikTok and on my personal Instagram starting to
Wait, hold on. I missed all of that. I need to go check it out. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So ever since I joined this studio, I think it's just helped me gain a lot of confidence in my own abilities. That's something that I really didn't, even though I was like in choir and whatnot, but you're singing in a group. So I wanted to really hone my own personal skills and singing and feel confident about performing in front of other people and recording. So I feel like just being a part of the studio has really helped with that. And so it's given me the confidence to be able to, at least if I'm not performing, at least go and record things and just learn kind of like even the nuances of how to record and et cetera, et cetera. So.
Yeah, that's so great. So you said you did choirs growing up as well. How did you initially get started with music? Did you also get started at a very young age, or was it a little later?
Yeah, so I actually was born in India. So I was born in Delhi, and so my whole family, we have a big family there, would always play music for me, different Indian songs, and apparently I would sing along and dance at the age of like 2 or 3. So I think that's probably the first introduction I had. And then when we moved to the States, we moved to Texas and I joined a youth choir. I think I was about maybe 7 or 8 at that time. And then I was a part of that for a couple of years. And then in school, I was in choir in middle school, high school as well. And so I did like a cappella choir in high school. And then I did it for a little bit in college. And then I think things got a little bit more stressful as I started med school.
Yes, of course. Understandably.
But a few of us did start a band, which was really nice. And then everybody kind of dispersed to different cities for residency. And then COVID happened. So I felt like during training, I didn't maybe have as much time as I wanted to delve into with music and singing. And then I realized during the pandemic, probably when I was trying to do more things on my own with recording, that I really missed it. I really missed just being able to, express myself in that way. And I think like I said, it kept me sane during the pandemic, to be honest. And so I really missed it and I wanted to dedicate enough time to it. And so now that I feel like I'm done with training and I have a more stable schedule without like 24-hour calls and night shifts and whatnot, I do want to dedicate a lot more time to this passion. So
yeah, I think that's wonderful. Did you ever have any one-on-one coaching at all for instruments or for singing before you started working with us?
I think I took like a piano for a semester in college.
Okay.
That was probably the only time I did like any one-on-one type of coaching. Yeah.
What made you initially want to do lessons, like voice lessons?
Yeah, so I think probably building my own confidence and just being able to perform because I know I have a skill, but I feel like friends and family would ask me, hey, can you sing? And I would always get very nervous and shy. And so just kind of building that confidence. And then I think a lot of my friends have gotten married in the last couple of years. So a lot of them would ask me to sing at their weddings. And it was something that I absolutely was honored to do and loved to do, but I felt like I just had like a huge amount of stage fright and things like that. And so I wanted to be able to gain the confidence. I also, just want to get out there and perform as well as record more. And so I wanted some more insight on like how to do that. So that kind of motivated me to join.
Yeah. What would you say is, besides like gaining the confidence to share your voice, is there like, do you have like career aspirations as a musician? Or are you happy being a physician? Because I feel like a lot of times people are like, well, it's just a hobby. Like I don't need to invest all this time and, financial, side too, into like a hobby. But what's your goal with music?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I definitely want to pursue this don't get me wrong, I love medicine and I'm very happy I'm doing that. But I do think that this is something I want to pursue as a part-time career as well in the sense of recording, sharing my music with others, hopefully being able to write, because right now I do mainly acoustic covers, but hopefully developing the skills with you guys on how to write music. So that's a goal of mine. And then being able to perform with large groups.
Yeah, well, Coach Juliana on our team, she's the perfect person for this because she's a songwriter herself as well. Absolutely. And she teaches songwriting too. And that way you can, it's a different way of expressing yourself. I do believe that you can still express yourself in a really great way, even just quote unquote, just through a cover, right? But when you're writing the song yourself, it's like, oh, hold on, like now that's my words, right? And my melodies. Yeah. So I'm excited for you to get more into that as well and see, what stories do you want to tell? And I'm excited for that. You're gonna have to share songs with me so I can have a listen.
Absolutely.
And so you've been doing some open mics now. You've been sharing your songs or like your singing clips on social media too. What do you feel like is your next step now?
I think I've been doing more recording these days on social media. I think I would like to go out there and sing live more. So that's probably my upcoming goal for the year.
Okay.
So yeah.
Lots of opportunities in the city.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Lots of music happening here, lots of open mic nights. And, because you mentioned like you'd like to do it like somehow like part-time. Does that include like performing too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like breaking into paid gigs, usually the best way to do that is going through open mic nights first, because that's where you meet all the people. And that's where you also meet people that are doing booking for certain places too. So it's a little bit easier to get in that way. Yeah. So I'm excited for you to branch out.
Thank you. Yeah. And then I also recently bought a guitar in the fall. So I know Juliana also teaches that. So hoping to like also learn that as well.
Yeah. So you can, oh my gosh, I remember like when I was doing the whole performing thing many years ago, pre-COVID, and I am more of a piano player than a guitarist. But schlepping around the stupid piano is a whole lot, more annoying than just bringing your guitar. It's a lot easier. So good choice.
Yeah, thank you. I just got to make sure my nails are short. So
Yes, nails are short. And you got to build up your calluses and your fingertips a little bit, because otherwise like it starts hurting after a couple minutes of playing.
Right.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, no, every time I played, it hurt again because there was like too much time between my sessions. I was like, whatever. Now I haven't touched a guitar in years. I need to get back into it.
Yeah, I know.
The list is endless, right, of things that we want to do. Just got to prioritize.
Yes.
And so you've been working with Juliana for, I'm going to say, like somewhere between 6 and 9 months, I believe.
Yeah, about 9 months or so.
9 months, okay.
Under a year, yeah.
Yeah. And what would you say has been like the number one thing that you worked on that has felt helpful to you?
Oh, that's hard to pick. I feel like there's been so many good things. I think, there's a lot of things that she's taught me. I think the biggest thing is, this is going to sound kind of silly, but she just kind of taught me that, because sometimes I have a tendency to tell myself, oh, that note's too high, I can't do it. And she'll kind of tell me, she'll provide reassurance and say, no, I know you can hit that note. You just have to tell yourself you can hit it,
Yes.
So I think that's been actually really helpful.
Yeah.
To just have somebody else tell you that. So that's been really neat. And then overall, just working on, form, making sure that I am keeping my tongue low, and then keeping my jaw open. And really, the other thing she mentioned was, just how to be expressive with singing, and that can really help. I mean, I notice a huge difference in myself. Like the sound just is so much better when I am really expressing like with my face, being more expressive instead of like a poker face. If that makes sense.
Yes. Well, expression, that goes back to the whole reason why you kind of like got into this in the first place. Yeah. To like express yourself, right? Now it's like, okay, well, how do we translate that into what we see too, right? Because sure, music is something that we hear, but if we look at the performance aspect of it, it's also very, very visual.
Yes.
I was just at the Beyonce concert last night here over in New Jersey, and it's a very visual experience too.
Right.
Like with all the screens and the videos, obviously like that's not what you do if you're, just getting started.
Yeah.
It's not what you like, can't compare to Beyonce, right? But all the dancers and the fire on stage and the costumes, and there's just like so much that goes into it. It's a show, exactly. But you can do the same thing in a bar or in a restaurant too. You just don't have all of these other aids. It's just on you now to translate that, like what you're feeling and what you want to express, like visually, like on your face and your body, your everything, right? How you move on stage, all of that. And I'm glad that you guys are getting into that, because just because you feel something and it sounds like emotional or whatever doesn't necessarily mean we can see that on your face too.
Right. She's taught me a lot about just performance skills, like how to kind of look on the outside, and honestly I think that's made a big difference in the way that I sound as well. So yeah. Usually what I like to do is make sure first that there's no like tension in your body first, like like facial tension. Sometimes like with high notes, like people are like make crazy faces and whatnot, and it looks great, and I love that, but we just need to make sure that you're doing it because of the visual, not because you have to get the note out. Right. That's important.
We want to express ourselves with our face.
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. I would love to do a little singing with you, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ironically, I picked a Beyonce song. So.
Yes, I know. And we didn't even know. So that is very much a coincidence. You picked a slow acoustic karaoke track.
Yes.
And so it's a little bit of a different version. I'm super excited to get into it. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
You feel ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's do it. Let's just dig right in and see what we got. Okay. First verse and chorus.
All right. Remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. Didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in. Never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. It's a risk that I'm taking. I ain't ever gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can feel your halo. Know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo. Forgot the words.
Fade away.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's... Do you want to do the halos?
I don't have to.
Okay. We'll dig into the halos later.
Sorry, I didn't really warm up, so my voice cracked.
No, you're good. And that's totally normal, right? That's kind of like when we warm up, we do so that the vocal folds know how to stretch and vibrate off any phlegm or anything like that, so we're less likely to crack. So this is totally fine. I thought you did a wonderful job. Besides the crack, how did it feel?
I think it felt good. I could probably get into it a little bit more, like emotionally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be mindful of that, of making sure that I'm being performative. But otherwise, I think it was good. I've been trying to incorporate a little bit of like more acoustic and like yodeling, and not do as much of like belting.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm trying to make sure I'm doing that, but it's also coming off like strong or powerful.
Fair. Okay, yes, totally. Have you been working on this song with Juliana, or is this a new one? New one.
Yeah.
New one. Okay, yay. I loved the beginning. Like, like you were really like expressing yourself, like even visually, right?
Yeah.
Not just through your voice, but also visually. So that was super successful. And the beginning was wonderful. And then when you got into the chorus, I still thought it was really great. When you cracked, it caught you off guard a little bit, but you didn't let that throw you off completely, right? So you kept going, which is So important because guess what? Voice cracks happen.
Right.
They're so normal, so natural. Like, you just got to keep going with it, right? And just, continue with the rest of the song. Tongue tension. Is that something you and Juliana worked on a little too?
Yes. Trying to keep it low, keep the tongue low.
Keep the tongue low. Okay. In the chorus, everywhere I'm looking now. Right there, that's where you cracked a little bit. Do you know who Shakira is?
Yes.
So we have a little bit of that, everywhere I'm looking now. A little bit of that Shakira undertone, and that's just a little bit of a grabby tongue. So can we, for the chorus, let's work on the chorus first here real quick. Can you just stick out your tongue? Great. Can you make your tongue a little bit flatter? Just relax into it. Actually, let's bite on it because your tongue is fighting you a little bit. So we're gonna just bite on it. Okay, great. Do that one more time. Great. How's that feeling?
It feels like there's less tension.
Less tension. Okay. It sounds a little smoother going up into the higher notes. Can we just do it on a slide? Very nice. Do you feel any twitching in your tongue?
No.
Good.
Not when I was biting it.
Good. Let's do it one more time to get used to it. Can you slide a little more? There it is. Yeah, did you feel or hear the difference when you were doing the slide versus when you were kind of jumping up to the note?
I think so.
Yeah. In the song, you're jumping, right? Everywhere I'm looking now, not now. You're not sliding up to it. But I like to do slides when we're working on the break in the voice, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, can we smoothly go up there?
Okay.
And it makes it harder. It makes it a lot harder than just everywhere I'm looking now. So if you can do now, you can do the slide, the jump. That's easier than the slide.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we're making it harder
Yeah.
so that it then doesn't feel as hard.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Now let's open the mouth again, but still keep the tongue out. So it's the same as when you're biting on it, but now just with an open mouth.
Okay.
Huh.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Great. Your tongue is pushing down slightly when you're sliding up.
Yeah.
Think forward with your tongue, like out of your mouth.
Okay.
Stick it out even more. Yes. Okay. That creates a very open tone. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. How does it feel?
It feels smooth here, but like I don't know how I'm going to perform with I guess I have to train my tongue to stay down.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like this is obviously you can't like start singing like just sticking out your tongue while you're singing. A lot of singers actually do that when they're belting and like sustaining a note on a belt. They not like all the way out, but they kind of push their tongue forward a little bit just to make sure it's not getting too grabby in the back. Okay. So yes, this is going to take a little bit of time. You can also do tongue stretches, which I don't have a paper towel here with me, but you would just grab your tongue with a paper towel and just pull it out and sideways as well to just kind of stretch it out and have it relax at the root of the tongue.
Okay.
Because that's the part that gets grabby, the part that we don't really see. Because your tongue is a lot longer than the part that you see in your mouth. You know that. So yeah, it's the part back here that gets grabby. So, if we stretch it out, that helps. And so you can either, use that paper towel and stretch it out, or just do this, and just actively like push the tongue out as you're singing.
Okay.
Let's try that one more time. One more time.
Ah.
It's crazy. Your tongue starts shaking when you're doing this. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a very feely person. I love that. So yeah, this is going to be great for you. Just getting that tongue out of the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's try everywhere I'm looking now and stick out the tongue on now. So you're basically just singing na, not now. Okay.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Okay. Yes. Everywhere I'm looking. Can you just speak that?
Everywhere I'm looking.
Great. Okay. Let's make that really lazy. Everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You're kind of going where. Like you're really working hard on where.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Aha. Everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Great. I'm just trying to make the movements as minimal as possible so that the tongue doesn't, you know, go crazy again.
Yeah.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Instead of everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere I'm looking.
There it is. Yes. Do you feel a difference there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels easier to get the note out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't have all of this stuff happening in your mouth to try and get the note out. Yeah. Let's make it easy, right? Everywhere I'm looking now. And actually stick out your tongue on now. Everywhere I'm looking now.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Yeah. Let's try that again, yeah?
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Yes. Okay, now let's, without the pushing of the tongue, just how you would normally sing it in a lazy way, though.
Okay. Everywhere I'm looking now.
Good. That's much smoother.
Yeah.
So everywhere I'm looking. Everywhere I'm looking. Everywhere I'm looking now. Yeah, it's just super like it's the where. It's the word where you're moving more than you have to.
Okay.
Everywhere I'm looking now. One more time.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Great. How was that?
It was good. Yeah, it was better.
Great. Now the word looking. You had a really harsh K on that. Everywhere I'm looking. I was like, hold on, that's a very harsh K. Oops.
Yeah.
And that's just going to make it harder again.
Yeah.
Right? Everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Yeah. Everywhere I'm looking now.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Ooh, that's nice and smooth.
Yeah.
How's that feeling?
That feels much better.
Great. How do you like the tone of that?
I think I like it.
I like it. I think for this acoustic version. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word, even though it says it right there. The acoustic version, this is going to work really well.
Yeah.
When you were just singing it, it was slightly mixier and a little less heady.
Okay.
So my question for you is, I like this. If you want to keep it this way, I'm totally cool with that. Would you like to try and make it a little more mixy, or do we want to keep it heady?
We could try to make it mixy.
Try? Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you, let's go overboard first. Can you go just, hey?
Hey!
Great. Without going, hey, like wide and back with your whole mouth. Just, hey!
Hey!
There it is. Nice. How did that feel?
Good.
Okay. Basically, what you're doing is just a lot less. Right? Instead of going, hey, which can sometimes create a little bit of tension, it's just, hey.
Hey!
Great. And your tongue is not super grabby on that, which is great. So, everywhere.
Everywhere!
That is great. That is great. How did that feel?
Good.
Love it. Now let's try, everywhere I'm looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Yes. Now, just on looking.
Everywhere I'm looking.
Yes, exactly. Again, we're just trying to make it lazy,
Yeah.
right? I want to make sure that we can use the facial muscles for expression, not for getting the notes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fair.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Now.
Okay. Everywhere I'm looking now.
Yeah, just think forward, right? Okay. Instead of like, going up to the note, think I'm going forward to reach the note.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
How was that?
Good.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds really great. And this is mix here, right? It's not like everywhere I'm looking now. It's not that, but please don't do that with an acoustic version, right? But this is definitely stronger than everywhere I'm looking now. I'm surrounded by your embrace, right? Because then you keep going up,
right?
And so if we have that everywhere I'm looking now, that more mixy place, then for the next phrase, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Then we can lighten it a little bit. So we have some sort of contrast.
Okay.
Otherwise, the entire chorus is going to sound the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, cool. Let me just double check that we're in the correct key.
Okay.
Everywhere I'm looking now. Everywhere. I think we were even a little high, maybe.
We might have been. This is the negative one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's try that one more time. Everywhere I'm looking now.
Everywhere I'm looking now.
Great. I'm surrounded by your embrace.
I'm surrounded by your embrace.
Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little riff. Embrace. That was awesome. I love that. I'm surrounded by your. That top note there. Do you want to do that?
I think so. I guess I don't have to.
No, I love it. I think you should.
Yeah.
I totally think you should. You were, from what it sounded like to me as the listener, it sounded like you were going up to the note, but it didn't quite come out. Like it almost just kind of like cut out.
Yeah.
Right? So let's do that with the tongue thing again. Great. So like it's well within your range, right? So I'm surrounded by your. Can you sustain the note?
I'm surrounded by your.
Great. Now don't get afraid of that. I'm surrounded by your. Lazy in the face.
I'm surrounded by your.
Great. Can you sustain that top note just a little bit longer so we can lock it in, so the voice knows what that note feels like?
I'm surrounded by your.
Nice. I'm surrounded by your embrace.
I'm surrounded by your embrace.
Do you hear when you're doing it in context, that top note is kind of like it's
not making it.
It's kind of there, but not really, right? Why is that the case? Could be many different reasons.
I think it's like because it's higher, maybe. I'm getting, I don't know.
I mean, you just did it like when we were sustaining it. I think you're like mentally already moving on to the brace. That it's like so short, that top note, that it's like, oh, no. It's not quite coming out, right? I'm surrounded by your embrace. So really like lean into that top note a little bit more to make sure we're not already past it, you know?
Yeah, okay. I'm surrounded by your embrace.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I think I was maybe moving to the embrace too fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the riff on embrace is stunning.
Thank you.
Beautiful. How is this feeling?
It feels good. I feel more comfortable with the higher part of it. Yeah.
Great. Surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. Now we're going back down a little bit. That's the easier part. So can we try that with the music, the chorus one more time with the music?
Absolutely.
See what happens.
Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see a halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can...
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to see the high note because the other part is easy for you, right?
Yeah.
All over your face. It was totally there on that one.
Yeah.
Because I truly just think it's a mental thing, an emphasis thing, right? It's written all over. You're starting the note there versus your. That's different, right? You're splitting the word on over two notes.
Yeah.
So that second note is not quite as important as when you're going over your face, all over your face. I'm like, yeah, are those words? Yes.
Yeah.
So it's an emphasis thing, like just knowing that top note is coming and I can't move on too quickly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's really it. Besides that, how did it feel?
I think it felt much more comfortable.
Good.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful. It sounds very smooth, but not weak, you know? So, and it sounds less grabby in your tongue too. I do still think there's still like some tongue tension, and we could, you know, like with continuous stretching it out and working on releasing it, it's going to get easier and easier and easier.
Okay.
But we're definitely on the right track here.
Great.
And with things like, you know, releasing tongue tension, that's not like do it for 3 minutes and yay,
Yeah.
now you're good. This is something that, you know, takes a little bit of time
Right.
and practice for sure. Very cool. Can we do that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
The whole thing, right? Remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. Didn't even put up a fight. Didn't even make a sound. Found a way to let you in. Never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo. Got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. It's a risk that I'm taking. I ain't ever gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can feel your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can see your halo, where you won't go away.
That was so beautiful. Oh my
you.
God. Wow, that was stunning. How did it feel?
Thank you. It felt good. Yeah, it felt good. I think my voice cracked maybe once, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Oh, okay.
No, that was fantabulous.
Thank you.
love all the little riffs that you're doing. Stunning. Don't
Thank
change
you.
it. I love the little melody changes that you're doing. You're like, it's slight, right? Like you're not changing too much about it.
Yeah.
But you are giving it your own a little bit. I thought that was really great.
Thank you.
I loved it.
Thank you for your input.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
of course.
Made it easier.
Good. I'm glad. Did you have, for this part of the song at least, this first verse and pre-chorus and chorus, oh, one more thing, pre-chorus, love how you were building that a lot, and then the chorus was a little bit less again.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really beautiful. I like that a lot.
Oh, okay. So I should do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was great. Did you have something in this first part of the song where you're like, I'm not quite sure about this?
I don't think so. I guess I was gonna ask about the chorus, so I was just gonna do, instead of doing like 4 lines of halo,
Yeah.
I was just gonna do like 2 lines and do like I guess maybe I can sing it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. They won't fade away. I can see your halo, halo. I can see your halo, halo.
Yeah, that definitely works. I think that's great. The halo. Can you connect the low note and the high note? Halo.
Halo.
Great. So visually, what's happening is like a halo, right? Like a little body engagement for that.
Yeah.
Flow it. Just halo.
Halo.
Yeah, there you go. Now try less on the top note. Pretend like it's easy.
Like less volume or
Just trying less.
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
physically trying less.
Okay.
Yeah.
halo.
Yeah. Yeah, believe in yourself. You got it. Halo.
Halo. Yeah, I know I didn't connected again.
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's great. It's just a matter of flow, like using your breath for that flow.
Okay.
Try one more time.
Halo.
I can see you physically engage a lot to get to that top note.
Yeah.
You don't have to work that hard physically to get to that top note because it's not that high.
Okay.
So pretend like that second high note is just right next door to the note that you just sang before.
Okay. Halo.
Yeah. That was a little less, right for that top note.
Yeah.
Halo. Actually, can you try that? Halo, who. Add an H before that top note.
Halo.
Okay, how was that?
I thought it was easier to get the note out with the H.
Okay, great. Can you do it one more time?
Halo. Yeah. I don't know if I did enough for the H there, but
Well, that's it. At that point, it just comes down to style. Like, do you want to have an audible H or not? Halo, or more like halo, right? So it just kind of depends on, do you want to hear it or not? I think either works well.
Yeah.
It's really your artistic choice.
okay. Halo.
Yes. Even on that halo, it's so much easier than you think it is.
Okay. All right. Halo.
Yeah. Do you feel a difference, hear a difference? Is it about the same? It's okay if they all feel the same to you.
It sounds more relaxed
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. A little more acoustic version compared to Beyonce
And a
singing.
belty, yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, that was great. Your question was where to do the halos, right? Like which ones you should do.
Yeah.
I think what you did worked really well.
Okay.
Just as a show you a different version. Let me show you real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, I won't fade away. Halo. Halo, I see your halo. Halo.
Wow.
So you can do that, or like it literally doesn't matter what you do. You
Yeah.
can do anything. Pray I won't fade away. I can see your halo, halo. I see your halo. Or that, like,
Okay.
literally, like, pick whichever halos you want to do.
Yeah.
You can also change it depending on where in the song you are.
Okay.
That's the cool thing about, but I would say, especially with this acoustic version, don't sing like all of them. Like, I can see your halo.
Yeah.
Halo, I see your halo. Halo, I see your halo. Halo. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Just pick a couple that you want to do, and however it comes out, I think it's totally great. What you did works perfectly fine. I loved it. I just wanted to show you like two other options without even thinking about it. I was just like, I'm going to pick this one and then I'm going to do that one. And I hope that's different from what I did before, but I don't really know, right? So you can really be super open with it. Awesome. Do you want to try one more time just to kind of see what comes out this time?
Yeah.
Love it.
Pray you won't fade away. Oh, sorry. Pray you won't fade away. I can see your halo, halo. I can see your halo, halo.
Yeah, I
think I did the same thing.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But I like it. Yeah. Like again, I wanted to show you the other options, not to be like these options are better.
Yeah,
not at all.
No.
They're just different, right? Just to show you, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever your heart is drawn to, do that, and that will work perfectly fine.
Okay. So the gap where I'm not singing is not too long or awkward.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If it feels awkward to you, change it. You can always add another halo. Like you can add a halo in a way where it's different from what she does too.
Yeah.
If you're like, I feel like this is too long of a gap. I think I did that in the second version that I did, doing a halo that's different from what she has done, or at least how I remember it. I was like, this is kind of different, but it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, just this is where the artistry comes in, right? Just like play around with it. I would recommend putting it on loop, like those halos.
Yeah.
Putting that on loop, and then just try out different things. And at first, make yourself explore different ones so that you're not immediately getting stuck in the same version already, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, don't put like any like requirements on yourself anymore, and just like, all right, now I'm just gonna do, and you'll pretty quickly, I think, feel how you're drawn to one thing and you keep repeating it the same way.
Right.
And then that's probably the option that feels best to you. But when you're doing this exploration and this looping, essentially, record yourself.
Okay.
So that, it's like, I hate it, especially you're going to learn this when you're writing too.
Yeah.
Always record your ideas, because there's no worse feeling than like, oh my God, that was amazing. But you keep going because you're like, I want to explore more now. And then you can't remember what you did before. So if you have a recording, you can always listen back.
Okay.
And be like, okay, this is what I did. I want to do this again.
Yeah.
Right. That was awesome. Any other questions, any other parts in this first section that you'd like to look at?
I don't think so.
I think you sound great.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
really do. And, it's just the tone of your voice that you're using. Yes, even though it's an acoustic version, still play around with it, like dynamics wise, right?
Yeah.
Like adding a little bit more volume and then pulling back a little bit again. In that pre-chorus, like I said before, you were building really nicely. And that made it, because of that, it made it totally okay to pull back a little bit again in the chorus.
Okay.
Right? Because if it's too like, I can see a halo through the entire song, I'm like, can we get a little something else?
Yeah.
But whatever feels right to you, I think is beautiful.
So it was like, okay, like acoustic, I guess I try not to be too belty like she's doing. So does it sound okay if
No.
acoustic?
I thought you totally nailed that.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. Have you listened to somebody else do an acoustic version of this song?
I was actually listening to a couple of people sing it.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that for inspiration.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to copy it exactly how they did it,
Right.
but it can be a nice little inspiration for like, oh yeah, and oh, I see what they did there, and oh, I like this, and I don't love that. I'm going to do this differently.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
then,
And it's interesting how people can do it so differently with
Yes.
like the same song, but different acoustic versions completely.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's
That's the beauty of making a song your own, making a cover your own. Yeah, I
Right.
love that. Any other questions?
I don't think so. I think you answered them all.
Great. You sound awesome. This is
Thank you.
beautiful. I would totally let you perform this live somewhere at an open
Thank
mic or wherever you can perform, right?
Yeah.
Because you sound really great. And just remember the tongue thing. I think that's big for you. Just getting the tongue out of the way, doing some stretches in the morning or as a part of your warm up before you start singing. And making sure that you're not physically with your body working harder than you have to get those notes out.
Okay.
Right? Because like I just see your body physically engaging a little bit for some of these higher notes. It's really not needed when you're singing it this way, right?
Okay.
If you were to belt this entire chorus, that's a different conversation.
Right.
But in this way, I just don't want you to work harder than you have to,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Shreya.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for sharing your beautiful voice with us and your beautiful cover and your expertise as a doctor as well. I think we can all know, if you have kids at home, expose your kids to music and make them sing. No, don't make them sing. But do you have any just like last words that you want to give to the audience, everybody who's listening? Like any advice from like a doctor perspective or from a singer perspective, like anything that you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been great. I'm really happy I joined with VoxTape Studios. I feel like, I think like I've learned so many good skills, and I think it's important to, if you have any passion out there in life, you should just try to dedicate some time. And even if it's just like 10 minutes a day, it can still Like that's how I started out initially, and then I joined this, and now it's like a dedicated hour each week. But just dedicating some time to your passion, I think, is important outside of work.
Outside of work, yes, for that balance, right?
Right, for balance.
I don't do music for balance because music is my job.
Yeah.
So I do gardening. So I grow my own vegetables. That's my balance, especially during the summer. In the winter, it's a little difficult because there's snow outside. A last question for you, if you don't mind, before I forget. I always like to ask our guests, because this podcast is called From Singer to Artist, what to you is the difference between a singer and an artist? Is there a difference?
I think so. I think kind of like what we were talking about earlier, a singer can be doing singing as a hobby potentially, but artists is like they're doing it as a career and performing. I guess maybe the difference is somewhat subtle, but I do think there is a difference. Like I think an artist is someone that's doing it as a career. Like maybe there's some monetary value, but singing, it could be like an open mic night or singing for your friends or singing in the shower. So I think to me, that's the difference there, but...
Okay. Yeah. What do you consider yourself then?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I'm somewhere in the middle wannabe artist.
Okay, great.
Trying to, I'm definitely inspired to be an artist, and I want to try to keep on pursuing that passion, but I'd probably say I'm somewhere in the middle right now.
Okay, totally fair. You're on the right track, right? You're doing all the right things to get to that artist, based on your definition to that artist level, because we all define it differently, right? And that's why I like to ask this question, because everybody has a different definition for it.
Right.
And so, you're taking all the right steps. You're doing all the right things to get there. And I think it's much closer than you might even think it is.
Awesome.
Just keep putting yourself out there, and you're doing it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. Thanks for trusting us with your voice. Thank you, Coach Juliana,
yes,
for
thank you.
Working with you and helping you with your voice. And we'll have to do this again next time I'm in New York. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Laura.
Hold on. Before I almost forgot. Where, because you post your social media clips.
Oh
my gosh, where can we find that?
Yeah, on TikTok, it's at dj.shrey, so SHREY.
I love it. I'm going to link to that for sure, so that everybody who wants to check out your clips can go follow along and hear your beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Anytime. Alrighty, thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.